Good evening, YouTubers. Here we are once again, and my brother hopefully will be joining us shortly. It's time once again for Fiona and Graham's evening chat. And my brother, we've been chatting all day today. He's a wealth of useless information, actually. He has a vast knowledge of all kinds of things that are interesting but completely irrelevant, like coin clipping. Apparently we were talking about coin clipping today because coins were made of gold and silver in the old days, and people used to cut bits off and melt them down and then spend them and hope nobody noticed there was a bit missing. And more and more people got onto it, you see, and thought, oh, we can make money. So all the
coins are really
all the little bits of clippings finished up, you could melt them all down and sell the gold, and people got really rich out of it, clipping coins. And in the end, the king went mad and had everybody hanged. So it was a capital offence. Obviously, you got hanged.
Which king was that?
Oh, I think Edward I was the first one to make
gold
coins.
Right,
but you'd have to ask Michael because he'd know. He's bound to know.
Come in.
And
you lost something.
Anyway. So that's where the conversation started, and we've had loads of conversations all day long about all kinds of different crazy things. And
you still won't tell the story of the pixies.
He was no, I'm not going to tell the story about pixies, not just yet. Maybe another day.
Right,
and,
let's get the camera.
We were talking. No, excuse me. I'm talking. Anyway.
What was it I was saying?
We were talking about people getting thrown out, and Michael was pointing out that he knows someone who was thrown out of his own house. He bought his own house, he was living in his own house, but he was being antisocial. He was being antisocial. We're not going to name anybody. Anyway, cut a long story short, he was burning all kinds of crap on his fire and causing loads of smoke and pollution, and in the end they just removed him from his own house under an antisocial order. And these things happen across the world, you know. Nations get booted out of their own land, you know, for one reason or another. I'm not going to start getting political and going into politics, but I try to avoid politics and religion on my own channel for obvious reasons, because it causes so many arguments and fights and things. But you got people.
You're going to do it anyway. You got
people like in Israel. What? How did you say they all got booted out? What was the reason they all left Israel in the first place?
They rebelled. You had the Jewish rebellion against the Roman occupation, and it was about. It's years since I read about it, but it was about 65 AD. But I don't think they were booted out until they had the third rebellion. I think it was it might have been under Hadrian or West. No, it might have been that West Baptist, as it was called. But they absorbed them all into the Roman Empire as slaves. But there was some ran off up Russia way, Georgia, Armenia, and it's very interesting. But if I'd have known, I'd have read about it, so I was more current on it. So you put me on the spot here.
Well, I just thought it was quite an interesting subject because people have been removed from their land. I mean, obviously,
well, there was all the Jews removed from.
Well, the Jews have all gone back now, and then the Arabs are kicking off because they go.
So you're not choosing.
So we're not going to go into politics and start because that's a landmine. We're not going to sit on that one. Anyway.
So you thought the debate about Israel, Gaza, biblical arguments.
Well,
you thought that'd be not so contentious, yeah?
Yeah, but
no. Well, I was wondering if the Israeli government intends to sell Gaza once they've cleared it.
In fact, you can read the book of Isaiah, and it's just like reading the news.
Yeah, like the news.
I can explain. These two gentlemen, their mother was really knowledgeable and really religious, and she read the Bible 26 times.
She read a Bible basher.
She read it once to see how fast she could read it cover to cover, and she knew a lot
about Moses and
stuff. She used to talk to me a lot about it, and I read Isaiah, and I was like, this is just like reading the news. This argument's clearly been going on a long time. Just like throw my 2 pence in there.
Well, like I said, I was talking to Michael, and I was saying, well, I wonder what the Israelis intend to do with Gaza once they've cleared it, and maybe they'll put it up for sale. And I was saying that, you know, maybe the city of Liverpool should buy it, and then we can build Liverpool East in Gaza. You know, we could have ferry boats and everything.
Ferry.
And Scousers in the sun. I mean, that'd make a great documentary, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's enough of nonsense.
Grow your own beans.
Grow your own tobacco and everything. Eh?
Right, yeah.
Hey.
So, what have you been up to today, anyway?
We went down the boat and got a few bits and pieces. I've got Doug Michael's Christmas presents out. Look,
Oh, you got elected to inherit the big red.
the big
gold,
heavy watch.
the big gold watch that nobody else wants.
Hey,
Did he tell you that bit?
This arm's already going longer.
I did say it was a
He's
bit
got
heavy
big
for me.
biceps on one arm.
I did mention it was a bit heavy for
buddy.
me, but it's a decent watch. It's just decent watch. She says, "See, I love my brother. Give him a decent watch. He can go out now, waving his gold watch around. I hope he don't get mugged by any Albanians or whatever. Not that I'm being
Just trying to
racist.
make up for the pixies, aren't you?
Don't mention the pixies. I told you, shut it." Anyway, Michael
They're all
brought
going to
Michael.
ask in the comments.
Michael brought you this
Yes.
fabulous presents, didn't you? Want to tell me about the fabulous
Yeah,
presents
I'll hold it up.
that he brought you for Christmas?
Real photos.
Yeah, they're real photographs. That's George and Mary. Might be able to get a bit closer. And I think that's wonderful. I love that Mary used to wear a lot of jewels and a big sash. And she always had one of those brooches, what do they call them?
A brooch.
Bodica or something like that.
Oh, did they have
There's a
names?
name for it, yeah.
Okay.
I just love all that stuff. Love it.
And it's clearly quite old because if you turn the frame over,
Yeah,
it's all like
yeah.
crispy on the back and like all the sellotapes, all the glue's all gone and it's hanging off and like you think, well, it's really, really old. Someone's obviously framed that at the time when they were monarchs and
They might have
hung it on the wall probably, you know.
Wasn't just that.
What?
The
Might be a 10 bob note in there if you pull the back off.
I'm going to check if it's got money.
They might have hid it in there.
No, what I wanted to look at was...
Well, hold it up to the...
label.
Well, they won't
see what-
believe you
there's
if you
anything
find
about the
anything. They won't
postcards.
believe you. They won't believe
I
you.
don't want to damage it though. Oh, hang on. There we go.
Oh, skin flints. Look, there's no money in it.
Do you ever do that with birthday cards and turn them upside down and shake them?
Every time.
No, there's nothing there. It's just.
No,
it's
I
just
want to see that there's a date. Do you mind not filming right up my fucking skirt, Graham?
I was filming the picture frame.
Oh my god. I didn't know you were doing that.
Someone said, "How are doing?"
Oh, how many bits of bloody cardboard have they put
All
in
these
there?
accents change me. I've got variable dialects. I can talk Yorkshire.
Right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, there's a stamp on the back. I haven't got any glasses on. His Majesty, Her Majesty the Queen.
The official Silver Jubilee portrait, Her Majesty the Queen. Photographed by Royal.
Official Silver Jubilee. That's 25 years.
Don't say that.
So 25 years after they were coronation.
Was he king for that long?
I
really
think he
didn't
died
he
at
was.
the beginning of 36, didn't he?
George.
George V. His dad
Well, was
died.
these
His
taken
dad died
at
about
the
1911,
time that
1912.
Queen Elizabeth.
1911 thingy
Edward VII. So
died. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I've got to get my glasses and read that properly.
22, 32.
There's actually a swear word.
Is there?
Yeah.
So his Silver Jubilee, well, he would have died just about then, wouldn't he? So he was only on the throne that long, wasn't he? So that would have been close to his demise.
Oh yeah.
So his Silver Jubilee was the end for him, wasn't it? Eh?
Well, that's about that little.
Tell you what, I've got, Ugg.
Oh, there they are.
I've got a cast iron mirror, you know, convex mirror, and it was cast for Queen Victoria's Silver Jubilee,
Oh, yes.
and it was
right.
her mother's property. It was hanging on the wall in her mother's
Just
house.
pull it off. Let's be Philistines. Oh, it's tiny.
You've ruined it. It's ruined.
The official Silver Jubilee portrait. But that's 25 years. I don't think George V was on the throne for 25 years.
Just about. Just about.
36 from 11 to
Edward
36.
died in 10, didn't
1911, I think.
1911, yeah.
Yeah, so George was from
Oh,
1911.
Yes, because then when he died, well, he was actually murdered. They've officially said now he was murdered at Sandringham.
It was assisted death.
Well, I suppose you could call it that. He was given an overdose of heroin, cocaine, etc. by the doctors so that his death would make the morning papers. That's terrible, isn't it?
Well, it's what they do for a few.
Yeah, I think they do. It's for more monarchs than you realise.
Well, monarchs are allowed.
So that was
just those
19
rabble that have to suffer to the end, innit?
Well, nearly all the Romans were snipped off in the peak.
Right.
But they were poisoned and stabbed. That's not really the same as assisted
Strangled in the
death, isn't it?
Well, it's sort of assisted, isn't it?
Assisted.
I suppose you could say that if you're up on a murder charge. I was just assisting them.
I think
Stab
I
me!
was,
Stab me!
I was saying about my favourite. I think he was called Cala, early 200s, and
Septic Severage you were on about today.
it was called Severus. Severus. No, not Severus.
Are you on about the Romans again?
Septimus Severus.
So, or Severus Septimus. Anyway, so his kids, the Getter and Cala, and then he murdered his brother, Getter.
As people did in those days.
Yeah. And he went into they made a statue to that effect, like when you killed a lion and you've got your foot on its head with your gun. So they made a sort of statue to that effect, and that it wasn't impressed with, so he marched on Alexandria and just murdered
Drop
everybody.
it upside down, that's why it won't go back
Which
in.
the whole population was, I think, about 25,000 at the time, which was quite large in those days. And he murdered everybody. But he was somewhere in Syria, and he was trying to take a crap. He'd done a naughty the day before, or a couple of days before, and he'd had somebody bumped. They must have been bored, and they accused some soldier of something and had him killed for everybody's amusement. So anyway, they're going through Syria, or sort of like on the border of Turkey, and he needed to answer the call of nature. Yeah. So he's there squatting down. All the Roman his guards round him, and he says, "For God's sake," he says, I can't go with you all watching." So they give him some privacy. So while they're giving him some privacy, and he's
You have to
squeezing
stick
one
it
out,
back on.
No, Roseanne.
he's squeezing one out. This guy's brother saw his opportunity, came running up with a machete, and give him the chop.
Charming.
Yes.
Charming.
Yeah.
You're always on about the Romans, aren't
That's
you?
what
The Romans.
They're favourite of yours,
Yeah,
aren't
what have
they?
the
Tell us
Romans
about
done
Bigger
for us?
Stickers. Wait till he hears
Talk
of
about being
this.
caught with your
Continental.
trousers down.
Incontinentian. Was it you thought
No,
Itchy Fanny was a Japanese motorbike?
It's a was it a Life of Brian? No. Oh no, it was.
No,
it was.
it was the Life of
Carry
Brian.
On. It was Carry On film.
No. Wait till Bigger Stickers hears of
Infamy.
this.
They've all got it. Infamy. It was.
Oh, I don't know about
that gay guy.
The kids came through,
Kenneth.
and Life of Brian was on the telly. And when they were doing the lisping, and wait till Bigger Stickers hears of this, they burst out laughing and they went, "Oh, is this a factual film?" And I went, "Maybe a little bit." And they sat and watched the whole of the Life of Brian. And they thought, right, that's it, I've as good as read the Bible. And then I explained and said, no, they're called Monty Python and they're taking the piss.
Yeah.
I remember them all getting the knickers in a twist when that film came out.
A lot of people were very angry and...
Blasphemy! I won't listen to it, it's blasphemy. So have you seen the film? No. Well, why don't you go and watch it and then you can stand in judgment over it? No, because it's blasphemy. I won't watch anything blasphemous. You think?
I like the song at the end.
Always look on the bright side of life. Yes.
I think they were just sort of laughing at the politics of it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun film.
Right, well, I'm going for a fag. We've pissed everyone off over religion and politics. We've done that. Anyone want to do art?
No.
What was he called? Lived in Malaga.
Picasso.
He was shite.
There you go, we've done art.
Yeah.
And he only had one ear or something, didn't he? Was that Dali?
No, that was that guy that.
The ginger.
That was.
The ginger was Van
what's his
Gogh.
name?
He
Van
was
Gogh.
Dutch.
Van Gogh.
He was the one, he only had one ear. Well, he had both of them, but the other one was in
Picasso
the
was
drawer. wasn't it?
Spanish.
I thought she put it in a pie and ate it or something. He was a pioneer.
Well, possibly.
Right.
Good night, and may your God go with you.